Welcome to Payoff Pitch, Action Network's Major League Baseball betting podcast. I'm Collin Whitchurch, joined today by Derek Carty of Roto Grinders to look at the Tuesday MLB slate. 16 games today, actually. The Braves and Nationals with a doubleheader today, getting started about 1 o'clock Eastern. I like the pitching matchup in that second game, actually. Chris Sale against Mackenzie Gore. Sale's looked amazing since returning from the injured list. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter. Both these teams are out of the race. We're not going to be talking about that game today, so just thought I'd mention it off the top. Bunch of other nice matchups tonight. Padres and Mets, obviously both still fighting for playoff positioning. Reds are in St. Louis. Texas, Houston, again, we mentioned yesterday. Houston taking game one of that series. I was wrong on my bet from that game. Rough day for me yesterday. But we are back at it today with more best bets, favorite underdogs, and more. I think, Derek, last time you and I were on here Friday, I think you went like 5-0 on Friday.
Yeah, I think it was a good day. So yeah, hopefully we can knock another one of those out here today. That'd be pretty great.
So coming in hot, hoping to pick some more winners today. We'll jump right into it with best bets. I will go to you first. I have a bet on this game as well. We're looking at that Padres-Mets game. Michael King pitching for the second time after returning from his second IL stint against Clay Holmes and the Mets. That's a TBS game, 7 o'clock tonight. Tell me about the prop you're on for that game tonight.
I'm looking at Michael King unders today. He's coming back, or I guess this is his second game back from injury. Not stretched out yet. Didn't throw a lot of pitches in his first game. I think we're probably looking at like 70, 75 pitches. We're paying a lot of juice for this. It's minus 175 now. Under 15 and a half outs, minus 175 is the best line on the board. But I'm still okay paying it because he's going to have that short leash, and we're on the good side of that 5 inning mark. So he can finish 5 innings, and this wins. He just can't go back out for the 6th inning. And on what is probably a really short pitch count, the likelihood of him going back out for the 6th inning, I think, is pretty unlikely. If he finishes 5 and he's even sitting at 65 pitches or 70 pitches, they probably don't put him out there. Even if maybe he could go another 5 or 10, they're not going to start the next inning for him to do that. So there's a lot of ways that this one hits. He really would have to be super efficient for this one to lose, or for him to just be way more stretched out after one short start than pitchers normally are.
Yeah, 63 pitches for King that last start in 5 innings, like you mentioned. The funny thing is he was efficient in that last start, and he still only went 5 innings. So I really like this bet. I was kind of surprised to see that at 15 and a half line. Might be joining you on that. But I do have a bet on this game, actually. I am, despite the uncertainty around King, I'm on the Padres money line tonight. They are plus 105 right now against the Mets. Kind of surprised to see them as underdogs here. I just am in full fade Clay Holmes mode. It seemed a few weeks ago like the Mets were managing his workload as his innings count gets up there. First full season after converting from reliever. But, 4 of his last 5 starts, he's thrown in the upper 80s, low 90s in terms of pitch count. Last time out against the Phillies, he threw only 76, but that was mostly because of ineffectiveness. His issues come when he starts walking batters. He's got serious walk problems sometimes. In addition to being really above average against right-handed pitching, the Padres have improved their walk rate on that side against right-handed pitching since the trade deadline. So I'm comfortable fading him. I think he's the inferior starting pitcher today, even with the uncertainty around King. Again, like you said, making just his second start. He came back in early August, made a start against the Red Sox, left after 2 innings with another injury, and then came back again last week, returned against the Reds. So despite, maybe being on a pitch count here, I still like him over Holmes. So Padres plus 105 today. That's not my best bet. Just thought I'd mention it as you gave out your best bet. My best bet today is actually on the Cubs today. We faded the Pirates during Paul Skeens' starts plenty on this podcast this season. He's almost certainly going to win the NL Cy Young, but he's just 10-9 this season. And even more importantly, the Pirates are just 16-14 in his starts, despite all of his brilliance. Even still, fading Skeens is dangerous because it's almost guaranteed you're going to get 5+ innings with only like 1 run allowed, usually 1-2 runs allowed. The question is always going to be if the Pirates offense is going to do enough to support him on a start-to-start basis. But the primary reason for the Skeens fade today is that the Pirates are very openly managing his workload down the stretch. I think that's probably going to factor into the bet you're going to give out on this game as well. He's at 178 innings entering this start. He cleared the 200 strikeout mark in his last start. He likely has 2 more starts maximum after this season. And last time out, the Pirates pulled him after just 5 innings and 64 pitches, despite the fact that he was throwing a shutout and had 8 strikeouts. Interim manager Don Kelly's remarks after the game were open about making sure the Pirates get to the finish line of the season with a healthy Skeens. Skeens himself even acknowledged being smart about his workload down the stretch. He surpassed 160 innings that he threw last year between the majors and minors. It would be one thing if the Pirates were facing a bum on the other side of this matchup, but Cade Horton's actually been pretty good lately for the Cubs. I think given the quality of the Pittsburgh offense, or lack of quality, I should say, he can play Skeens to close to a stalemate for as long as Skeens is in the game. Once we get to the bullpens, as shaky as Chicago's has been this season, the Cubs are clearly the superior side when factoring out Skeens for however long the Pirates bullpen has to pitch. It's fun. This happened a couple times this year. It's fun getting an 86-win team at plus money against a 65-win team. That's what happens in a world where Skeens exists. So give me the Cubs right now. Anything plus money, 110 is out there right now. I like the Cubs on the money line as my best bet for today. We will roll that right into our favorite underdog section, favorite plus money bet section, because Derek, your bet for this topic is on Paul Skeens, and probably similar to what I was just saying about his workload.
Yeah, exactly. Odds have been moving on this, but best line on the market right now is Paul Skeens under 6.5 strikeouts at plus 115. Like you said, Pirates are very clearly managing his workload here. He's thrown more than 6 innings once since mid-June. He's thrown over 100 pitches once since mid-June. That last game was really telling, where they pulled him after 5 innings and like 64 pitches because he was pitching really well. So not only does he have what is potentially a shorter leash here, he's facing a low K Cubs offense. There's an extreme hitters umpire. It's actually almost 80 degrees here, so pretty decent hitting weather for this time of year. And yeah, that's, he's a 10 or 11 K per 9 guy, which means to get 7 strikeouts, you really need to expect him to pitch 7 innings or so, maybe 6. But, there's a chance he doesn't go 6. There's a chance he's only going 5. We're getting plus money on this. This one looks really good to me.
Yeah, the quote I was just trying to dig out here. They're not hiding this. It's not like they're pulling him for some strange reason. Don Kelly, here's the quote from Associated Press article. The main goal that I've had coming into the past 2 seasons is making every start. This is from Skeens. There are opportunities to give and take throughout the season, and tonight was kind of one of those. I probably needed it, to be honest. I pitched in September last year, but it was different, throwing 160 innings with 27 of them in the minors. It's not the same as throwing 160 innings all in the big leagues. And this is Don Kelly, like we've talked about with all the guys, just trying to make sure that we're managing their workload, make sure that they're going all the way through the end of the season healthy and ready to finish a full season and be ready for next year. So yeah, they are going to be careful with Skeens. Again, this is probably his second or third to last start of the season. So getting the Cubs at plus money, getting the under on Skeens strikeouts, those are some fun ways to fade the likely NL Cy Young winner tonight. My favorite underdog bet, I've been swinging out of my shoes on some of these moneyline dogs down the stretch. It works out every so often. Sometimes you back the Nationals and watch them lose 11-3 to the Braves, like I did last night. Tonight we're getting even grosser with a Rockies moneyline play, but I actually like this one quite a bit in a matchup of Yuri Perez against Kyle Freeland. Sometimes it's just math, and it's just, well, the number is off according to what I'm showing, and we're fading the public, etc. But sometimes you really like a matchup for a bad team as an underdog. And, this is, I think, the 3rd time in the last 4 Freeland starts that I'm backing him in some way. 2 weeks ago, I know Sean Zerillo and I were both on the under between the Rockies and Giants when he got ejected before even recording an out for instigating a bench-clearing brawl with Rafael Devers. That cost us our under because we ended up having to get way too many innings out of Antonio Senzatella in that game instead of Kyle Freeland. Next time out, though, we backed him as an underdog against the Padres. He tossed maybe his best start of the year. He struck out 10 in 8 shutout innings in that game. I don't know where that came from. The Marlins are generally a team, though, that you want to fade against left-handed pitching. They have an 80 WRC plus against southpaws on the season. That number improves to just 84 if you look at since the trade deadline. The Rockies need just one more win to officially avoid being worse than last year's White Sox. I think they do it tonight. Yuri Perez has a lot of talent. I think that he's someone I'm going to be looking to buy next season, but the Rockies are a better team at home. Yuri Perez allows a fair amount of fly balls. I think 23 of Colorado's 41 wins so far have come at home. It hasn't been as stark of a home field advantage this year as it has normally. That's generally going to happen when you're only a 40-something win team. But I like getting the Rockies here at plus money. So Rockies plus 130 on the money line is my favorite underdog play of the day. The NFL season is officially here, folks. And to get the most out of the award-winning Action app, you'll want to be an Action Pro subscriber because only Pro subscribers get real-time pick alerts from experts like Sean Kerner, Chris Raybon, Sean Zarilla, Derek Carty, and our entire Action Network team. Plus, you can access our Pro projections powered by Kerner and our predictive analytics team. To celebrate football's return, we've got a special offer for you. Just go to actionnetwork.com/pro and get $20 off the annual price with the promo code PAYOFF20. So don't miss out on the best bets at the best prices. Visit actionnetwork.com/pro. Use promo code PAYOFF20 to get $20 off a year of Action Pro. Derek getting in on the NFL action yesterday. If you missed it, Action Island, our live pregame show for NFL primetime games. Derek was on with the gang yesterday building a same game parlay, and they cashed. I think it was like 17-1 or something like that, right? Nice little same game parlay of NFL action from the gang. If you're a payoff pitch listener and the only way you interact with action content is payoff pitch, I implore you to head over to our YouTube page, subscribe to the Action Network, watch those live shows before every NFL primetime game. They give out some absolute bangers. All right, final bets time. Derek's got a couple. I've got a couple. I will go to you first, Derek. Let's go to every couple episodes I'm on with you. You give out a prop for a guy who I have to literally Google and see what team he plays for. And I follow baseball for a living. I live and breathe this sport. And you wrote this name down in the doc, and I said, "Who the hell is this?" It's in the Astros Rangers game, and I like this. Yordan Alvarez left with injury last night. Might be more playing time for this guy. Very concerning for the Astros if Yordan misses more time. But tell us about your prop in this big AL West game tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking at Zach Cole Jr. over 1.5 strikeouts at plus 184 at DraftKings is the best odds on the board right now. Like you said, Alvarez left last night, so there's a decent chance that Cole is going to be further up in the lineup. And he's a big K guy. He's only been up in the majors, for a brief time. He's played 4 games. Over those 4 games, he has a 33% strikeout rate, which is high to begin with. But if you look at what he was doing in the minors and you look at the projections for him, if you look at Fangraphs, the BATX actually has the lowest projected strikeout rate for him at about 37.5%. But Oopsie and Steamer are over 39%. Zips is almost 45%. Like, this is a guy who should be striking out quite a bit. Ideally, we'll see him in the top 4 or 5 in the order tonight. And we're getting some really good plus money on this.
Yeah, Zach Cole, 10th round pick, 2022 draft out of Ball State University. Go Cardinals. He had 146 strikeouts in 416 plate appearances between 2 minor league levels this year. So don't know who he is, but I like the bet anyway. I've got 2 more bets, both from the same game. You've got 2 more bets, both from the same game. I'll go first. Twins Yankees tonight. One more disgusting underdog for me. Taking a swing at the Twins on the money line against the Yankees tonight. My boy Zevy Matthews on the mound at a matchup of fun young pitchers against Cam Schlittler. I think the Twins have the better starting pitcher in this game. If you look at their ERAs, that couldn't possibly be true, but expected indicators here favor Zebby over Schlittler. So I'd give Minnesota the edge on the mound tonight. That in and of itself is enough for me to back the Twins on the money line at the number we're getting tonight. But I am cognizant of the fact that Matthews, while he's shown flashes of brilliance this year, has also been prone to bouts of wildness, losing his mechanics, walking batters, giving up too much hard contact at time. Additionally, the Twins bullpen is absolutely atrocious. So against the Yankees offense that can be this dangerous, I'm also going to be betting the over here at 9. I saw our colleague Sean Zarillo just log this bet in the app a few minutes ago as well, so he's on it. So I do like the Twins on the money line here because of the starting pitching edge, but I'm also betting the over here. Two talented young pitchers, but I think the Twins can get to Schlittler, and the Yankees are dangerous, whether it's against Matthews or the Minnesota bullpen. Twins money line plus 145, over 9, my official final bets from this slate. I'll let you get to your final two. You are going to Reds Cardinals tonight in St. Louis. Andrew Abbott against Michael McGreevy. Andrew Abbott, one of my favorite confounding pitchers this year. You know, we talked about Trevor Rogers and all the money lost on him this year. Last time we talked, Andrew Abbott has been confounding bettors all year and into last year. His expected indicators are always atrocious, but, you know, he's got a sub-3 ERA or whatever it is this year. So you've got a hitter prop on this and also an Andrew Abbott prop.
Yeah, as much as I have not won money on Andrew Abbott, I just cannot quit this guy because I just don't see how this can be legitimate. Like, you can't, like, he's almost certainly not a 260 BABIP pitcher. His left on base percentage should not be over 80%. His ERA shouldn't be under 3. Maybe he's that rare exception that is doing something that we can't capture, but more than likely regression is coming for this guy. I'm looking at under 17.5 outs at plus 134, are the best odds on the board right now at DraftKings. And then on the other side of this game, I'm looking at Nathan Church for the Cardinals, under half a strikeout at plus 130. Best odds right now for that are at Bet365. Part of this is because, again, I'm not a big Abbott believer. Even though he's been doing really well on the surface, his strikeout rate is pretty just above average. Like, it's not anything special. And Nathan Church is one of these guys that almost like Zach Cole Jr., but kind of the reverse, where you look at what he's done in the majors so far and he struck out a good amount, but it's been over a small sample size. And you look at what he's done in the minors and you look at how projection systems are viewing this guy. And instead of a 24% strikeout rate that he has over 58 plate appearances in the majors, every major projection system has him as more of like a 14% strikeout guy. So when you account for that regression and you get plus money on this, and he's likely going to be at the bottom of the order, we're maybe even a little bit of pinch hit risk. We're getting good value on this.
Yeah, the Andrew Abbott thing, just to touch on it briefly, 2.79 ERA, 3.5 xERA, 3.7 FIP, 4.37 xFIP. I think the pitcher who always comes to mind, like you said, sometimes there are just guys who confound the expected indicators, but sometimes they make a whole career of it. Matt Cain is the guy who comes to mind for me for the Giants.
Yeah, I remember Matt Cain. His
home
run per fly ball rate was like 5% for like 10 years straight, I feel like.
I just looked it up, and his career ERA 3.68, his career xFIP 4.27. So he did it. He did it for 12 years, basically, or the better part of 12 years until he started to break down. So we'll see how that goes with Abbott tonight, like both those bets, regardless. That'll do it for today's episode of Payoff Pitch. Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to tail some of the bets from today's episode, look for the quick slip links in the episode description or visit actionnetwork.com/betnow. Don't forget to download the free award-winning Action Network app. Also, don't forget to leave us that 5-star rating and review wherever you listen to the podcast. Also, check out the Action Network Discord. There's a link in the episode description of this podcast as well. And if you're on Twitter, we have a great new feature. If you see a bet from any of your favorite action experts, or anyone really gambling on Twitter, you can now tag @Playbook and tell our bot to build you a bet slip at the book of your choice. It will build it out for you with a quick slip link that opens right up to your sports book. Keep an eye out for our new tool @Playbook on Twitter. I've been using this like crazy lately, seeing bets from various people on social media. If you want to give it a shot today, maybe do a little SGP of our Cubs and Paul Skeens fade, just go on Twitter right now, type in @Playbook, say, give me a bet slip of Cubs money line, Paul Skeens strikeouts under. It'll spit it out for you. It'll spit it out for you with a link. If you are only at specific sports books, it will You can say the sports book, it'll give you that, or it'll give you a variety of sports books, and you can line shop that way. Really, really cool. So be sure to check that out as well. We will be back on Friday, though, for more MLB best bets for Derek Carty. I'm Collin Whitchurch. Thanks for listening to Payoff Pitch, Action Network's Major League Baseball betting podcast. Good luck with all your bets tonight.